A black ICE agent. Think about that. Black people have every reason to be angry in this country. We've been brutalized, ignored, lied to. But for you to, as a black person, wake up and look in the mirror and decide, I want to work for ICE today, I think is a whole new level of betrayal. Now, let's be honest. You know the systemic and targeted oppression we've faced in this country is not a myth. It's not a theory. It's reality. Mine, yours, all of ours as black people. In my almost 40 years of living, I've been denied opportunities just because I'm black in this century. And I know you've experienced it too, because that's America. So let's drop the fake justifications. ICE isn't hunting drug lords. They're not targeting gang members. They're showing up every day where laborers gather. They're raiding farms and factories and tearing families apart. People who are just trying to survive. And these are jobs that no one else wants, especially not us. We picked cotton for 400 years for free, and we're not signing up to do it again. The people ICE target, people we all grew up around. They go to work, go home, play music on the weekend, and mind their own damn business. They're not hurting anybody. So no, this isn't about crime. It's about control. And you, a black ICE agent, you know that. So to voluntarily become part of the very same system that has always crushed us, that's not just sad. I think it's sick. You think you'll be the exception? You think wearing the badge, covering your face and crap protects you from the system? Ask yourself, when has aligning with oppressors ever saved us? When has betraying your own community ever led to freedom? Never. You're not protected. You're not respected. You're being used. You're a pawn, a disgrace, a sellout in uniform. And when they're done using you, you'll just be another black man to them. I said what I said.
One thing that I believe is increasingly funny as days go by is how many people can't seem to rationalize that as they travel, as they experience all these different things, they're going to run into people who don't think like them. And when you have current topics being a thing to talk about, you're going to discover that there are people out there who won't align with your way of thinking. You may think how you think is absolutely justified in the right course of action for the future, or you may have some take that might make you look batshit insane. The thing you have to recognize is that your take is not everybody else's take. And when you come upon that realization, you might be able to live a better life in understanding people and how they think and their different experiences, or you can convince them or show them how you think and how it's different from the way they think. Or you could live in a world where for the longest of time, many individuals who just so happen to be white have been convinced that they're always going to be the evil racist individual who can't do anything right unless they give their body to defeat white supremacy. And those individuals will then seek out the ability to eliminate all that evil whiteness deep inside their ever-loving soul, to the point where they feel as though they can speak up and speak out in ways that could absolutely define true heroism in a time of crisis. And what's the current topic on a lot of people's minds? ICE, deportation, and illegal immigrants. And so you can imagine, because the title is not clickbait, my shock and utter amusement at a white savior encountering a black ICE agent and busting out the hardest of R's on him.
Fucking predators, fuck you! Get the fuck out of here! Fucking away from me! Fucking predator! Back up! Fuck you! Back up! What the fuck are you gonna do? Fuck you! Oh, I'm cooking! I don't have a gun, bitch!
So how does it feel after that company call taking from the family? That's good. Good about yourself. Like, yeah, family should be ripped apart. That's kind of your energy.
What?
Like we should rip people apart from their families.
Are you a man?
Wow.
Wow, is that a question?
Wow.
Okay. How do you feel about ripping people from their families? Does that feel good?
Fucking house. Sir, I need to move
Fucking house.
Fucking KKK. What the fuck's wrong with you people?
Why are you calling a woman a man?
Sir,
I mean, what kind of a guy does that?
Go look for your fucking face.
Now, slurs are very, very bad and very, very hurtful. And I was told not too long ago that using these slurs against any different group of people is very offensive. But it's very interesting how it could seemingly be acceptable depending on what your political stance or your take on anything going on in the world could be. Because not too long ago, I could understand this concept being brought about where no matter what, you don't just start hurling slurs, because at that point, we've reached the mea culpa of what it means to truly lose ourselves. But seemingly, that's gone away with this nice little gimmick of, all right, if you're not the right type of black, I could definitely call you the house slave. If you don't fit this description of what it means to truly be black in your evil white eyes, you are truly the epitome of what it means to remain in chains. You will be shackled by the ever-loving oppressive boot of that white man you want to please so bad. And of course, it leads to a lot of people seeing and saying, wait a minute, I thought you all weren't racist. I thought you all were the peaceful people. I thought you all were the progressives. And we go into this cycle of nonstop stupidity that I enjoy because a lot of people spend too much time not realizing that they have a foot in their mouth and it's their own.
Hey cool kids, happy Sunday. This video is for a group of people that I don't feel have been addressed often enough in the way that they need to, so allow me. To the black ICE agents, to the African Americans that are running around terrorizing communities, if you don't put that uniform in the garbage by 11:59 tonight, don't you come back over this way. Don't you come back over here no more. You know what I'm saying. Don't come back over here no more. Should have never put it on. You should have been took it off. But no, they shot a brother of New Year's. They shot this lady in broad daylight. After all of this, you done coon too close to the sun. There's some stuff we cannot have. This is why so many people, myself included, really try to educate people about black history, because it starts up here. It starts up here. They want you to not know nothing about your history. They want you to not know about the Fugitive Slave Act of 1850. They want you to not know about people having to carry around our literal freedom papers before we could even get permission to go outside. I want you to know the history between black and brown and Asian and indigenous people of solidarity, of fighting this system together. They don't want you to know that. They don't want you to have no pride in yourself. They don't want you to have that. They want you to, I need a job, and it's not that serious yourself all the way up to being a slave catcher on their behalf. Because play with somebody else, that's what that is. That's what it is. And you so disconnected from yourself, from your people, that somebody could pay you a couple dollars to check other folk freedom papers and you don't feel the ground underneath you shake. They want you to not feel that wind in your face, that wind on your back, that sinking feeling in your chest. That is your ancestors asking you to explain what the hell you think you're doing. And not even ancestors. I don't know what Fox News or the Shade Room told you, but black folks, black culture has always had standards. And my blackity black ass mama told me for as long as I can remember, all money ain't good money. You don't ever need to check that bag. Y'all didn't have black grandmamas and black aunties that cussed out your uncles and cussed out your big cousins and said, don't you bring no drug money in my house. I'll walk 5 miles to work before I let somebody play me on that bus one more time. I got empathy for a lot of situations, right? There is a very complicated history, for example, between black people in the military, between black folks and regular law enforcement. In some cities, the best job you can get with the least experience and the least training is a police officer. I can see how you could get bamboozled into thinking, oh, we're going to change it from the inside and they need good when that. So I could leave quite a bit of room to talk about the structural changes that need to exist for black people to have more access to economic opportunity. But this, ICE, no. You are picking cotton on your day off of these people. Stop it. Stop it now. What they say, tokens get spent? Yeah, let's take that a little further. Tokens get spent. It's not even real money and you can't even spend it nowhere else. Matter of fact, drop your salary in the ICE group chat and see if everybody's getting paid the same. So yeah, stay on the side you picked. When they done with you, because they will be done with you, I don't want to hear nothing. Don't say nobody didn't tell you.
A lot of people will lose themselves in trying to police others. A lot of people will lose the plot in trying to make others read different sections of the book. And when you do that, you lose that credibility in how much you want to be the conquering hero, on how much you want to be on the right side of history. Because what does it say that you see somebody operating in a means of which you don't like and that you disagree with and you feel is unconstitutional and unfair and start hurling slurs at them, knowing that you've had to go through all of these courses on how to defeat racism, knowing that you have spent dedicated time being bitched at, that your whiteness is the violence perpetuated that probably inspired that poor African-American disenfranchised black man in 2026 to work under the oppressive boot of the white man. How is it that you can rationalize all of that and then continue to perpetuate the violence that you have been told is very hurtful and disrespectful, knowing full well you never paid a lick of dime of reparations to begin with? How is it that we have people who on one breath will talk about unity and everyone coming together, but as soon as they see someone they disagree with operating in ways that they deem not worthy, because that's not how those people who have that skin are supposed to operate, you go back to that evil whiteness deep inside of your mind? I find it to be laughable and a little bit concerning, because that lets me know all of that white guilt that you have, all that wanting to defeat white supremacy, is nothing but performative. If you truly disagree with how people are operating, that's fine. But once you start losing your humanity to start looking at people as less than and hurling slurs, that's when you lose a little bit of your own plot. And it's only going to take one stupid enough interaction where the snowball has just fallen too far and it's gotten too big, and somebody hurls a slur, somebody gets overly emotional, somebody gets physical, somebody tries to prove that they're larger than the program, and they end up dead. And a lot of people are going to dance around the conversation about how they got there, and ultimately it'll be because a lot of motherfuckers can't seem to rationalize that there's a proper way and an improper way to operate with people you disagree with. And I believe proper ways to go about it are trying to find rules and regulations that would benefit actually putting greater restrictions upon what it is you deem unfair. That way you don't have more people gaining access to it. The stupid way is to just hurl slurs thinking you're a hero, because there will be people, much like myself, who will see it and say, wow, you're a fucking hypocrite. And while you're hurling slurs at one guy, millions of others are being deported. Congratulations, you did not win shit, you dumbass white savior. I try to save you all. I try to get you to realize you don't have to perform in order to not be evil. You could just not be evil, but it seems I have to ramp up my teachings. And if you want me to do that more, it's very simple. Subscribe to the channel where I can see you in the next one, because wherever a white savior tries to be a hero, we could expose them and try to educate them on how to just be normal instead of a performative bitch. Mwah! I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.